Hey everyone, good morning. It's Erkan here on the Journey of Possibility Facebook page, part of our BeCollaboration group, and it is just before 6 o'clock in the morning. So normally I post after my 4 mile walk, but I thought today I'd post before. So here I am, coming up to 6, waiting for my friend Chris, and we start our journey. And I wanted to talk to you about today's choice, or more like freedom and the power of choice. It's one of BeCollaboration's core values and part of our culture, and at every meeting we discuss one of our core values or culture points in the meeting, and we do an inquiry, a discussion, a kind of a group stretch on what does it mean, and how we implement in these points of culture and core values. Where do we get stuck with them? What do they mean for us? How do they evolve? So kind of interesting way of kind of developing our understanding. So I was working with a client yesterday, and I asked him, when was the last time you was happy? And he looked at me like, what are you talking about? Happy? I haven't been happy for about 5 to 10 years. I said, that's a long time for a human being to live in, I don't know, upset, stress, frustration. And we distinguished and identified that he'd actually sold out on his own happiness. He'd sold out on what was possible for him in his life because the circumstances weren't pushing or pulling for him being happy. And if you look at your circumstances right now, your results or your experience of your world, your life, you'll probably notice there's some things that work and there's probably quite a lot that doesn't work for you. And it could be everything from your money to your relationship to where you live, your car, your current clients or people you work with, your boss. And you look at it and you go, that doesn't make me happy, that doesn't make me happy, that doesn't make me happy. And live in that space, that have a propensity to stomach that level of disharmony and unhappiness in your life. That's just one example, right? But it could be anything. It could be your body. You take one specific part of your life, or it could be your money, or it could be any part of your life that you look at and you're tolerating it the way it is, and it doesn't give you fulfillment, it doesn't give you happiness, right? So the title of today's update is Freedom, the Power of Choice. Well, look, listen, until we can actually be with it the way it is and accept it. Now, acceptance doesn't mean it has to stay that way. Acceptance isn't about resignation. It isn't about giving up, but it's kind of going, well, you know what, right now I weigh X amount, right now my money is whatever it is. Now what has that got to do with your happiness? I know, you're thinking, what the hell's he talking about? Of course, if I had more money I'd be happy. If I had the right body I'd be happy. If I had the right spouse or the right boss or the right clients I'd be happy. Well, one would think, right? But I tell you now, there's things that you have in your life that maybe 5-10 years ago would have been a dream come true. So why are you not happy? The circumstances don't dictate your happiness. Circumstances are a reflection of who you've been being in life. Who are you and the results around you? That's a reflection of where you have been, who you've been, how you interact. Listen, if you're resigned and cynical and think nothing can change, you don't have any right to happiness, regardless of the results. How many people do you know that don't have happiness even though they have the things that you think you want and they would make you happy? Doesn't make you happy. Whether it's that new car or the promotion or that girlfriend that became your wife and 15-20 years later she's pissing you off. What happened? Well, I want you to consider you stopped choosing and you stopped being accountable for your own experience. And circumstance-driven living is a powerless life. It's a powerless life because you don't get a say. And what kind of people don't get a say? What kind of people don't get a say in their own happiness? Well, I'll assert to you slaves. Slaves have no right to happiness. Slaves get what they're given. Slaves get told what time to get up, what time to go to bed. Bell rings, you go poo. Bell rings, you go and have your lunch. Bell rings, you can go home now. What does that remind you of? Yep, that's the slave business. Slaves don't get a say. So I want to encourage you today to look at one part of your life that you're not happy about, right? And park the circumstance and choose your happiness. Choose your happiness in spite of the results. And then start looking at what there is to do. And I think you'll find things will shift considerably. Yeah? So if you're waiting to get fit to be happy, or you're waiting for the relationship to be happy, or you're waiting for the money to be happy, I promise you, you'll be waiting a long time. Be happy now. Let go of whatever's in the way, making it wrong, the amount of emotional investment, the story. What story are you running? You know, nothing's possible. I can't get fit because I don't have the time. I can't get the money because there's no money in the economy. Whatever your excuse or your reasoning, how you justify that result, just park it and look at it again and choose your happiness, and then look at the challenge again. Look at the challenge again. Park what's in the way, look at the challenge again, and see what happens. See what interesting revelations you'll have, and how those circumstances will shift because you've started to look at them differently. So, as I was saying, once I was blind, but now I can see. So let the slave mentality go. The slave gives up and blames. The slave gives up and says, it's out there, I can't do anything about it. The slave is trained and conditioned to be apathetic and have no power. A slave doesn't have power. A slave gets told. And the circumstances right now have got you. No, you are powerful. You have the power of choice. You have the power of language. So you can create a new story around my fitness. You know what? Today I'm just going to get up and do a walk. There you go. And in that moment, your life changes and it transforms into something else. So on that note, I want to say to you, have a fantastic day. I don't know what day it is. I think it's Thursday, but who cares? Doesn't matter. That doesn't even matter. The point is, you get to say how your day goes because you said so. All right, well, I'll leave you with that thought. And until next time, have a fantastic day and catch up with you soon. Bye.